Welcome to the Voice to Artistry series, short lessons to amplify your skills for the vocal recording and production course. Let's dive in and have fun.
Hello folks, here we are again. Hopefully this is going to be another short tutorial. This is how to set your recordings for best results, all right? So, go to the menu bar, go to File, go to Project Setting, under the audio here, click there. And we need to check this, the sample rate. By default, it's 44.100, yeah? If you click there, you will see that also you have 48 kilohertz, 8.2 kilohertz, 96 kilohertz, 176, and 192. All right? Now, what is this? The highest is this number and another number, and the more precise will be your recording. All right? So the better solution, resolution. But the default 44.1, it's standard, so it's okay to record at 44.1, all right? Again, if your computer can handle 48, that's great, 96, wow, etc., etc. But 44.1 is already superb, I should say. Another thing, the highest is that number and the biggest is your project. So be extremely mindful in terms of knowing the storage space you have in terms of, internal hard drive or external hard drive if you got any. All right? But, that's the first parameter, the sample rate. As for the rest, don't worry. Let's close this one with Command W. Let me show you another two things. To open this one, we need to get to Logic, this time so in the menu bar, and Settings. To get here, to get there is another, sorry, I didn't show you actually, so let me do the things properly. So in Logic, go in Settings, click, and then you will see a list of different stuff. If you click to any of those, you land up here, and then I'll close this one and I'll show you how to get there in a quicker way. There is a key command, it's Command and comma on your keyboard. And that's exactly the same. Yep. Now, to set up the project, there are a couple of things that we need to do, and the things are go in the toolbar, go in the audio. Actually, let me do things. Let's do the recording first because we just discussed the sample rate. So in here, you can decide what kind of file you want to record. So it can be AF wave and CAF. AF is the same as wave, but it's more for Mac. So I would say if you want to make sure that everyone is able to read your files, blah, 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 choose wave. Oh, sorry, I came out there. Let me get there quickly. Okay, wave, all right? These, so wave, so WAV, AF, and CAF, they are uncompressed files. Never, forget about MP3 for the moment. When you record, is always uncompressed, okay? This is done in professional recordings. Then, the bit depth is the other thing. There is a pop-up menu here, and as you can see, there are 3, 16-bit, 24-bit, and the brand new 32-bit float. Okay? Now, I'm still using 24 because the 32, it's a new thing, only came up less than a month ago. I'm recording in November 2023, end of November, and it came out at the beginning of this month. I'm currently on the Logic 10.8.1, and since the 8.0 we are now able to use 32. Like for the sample rate, the bit depth, the highest is the number, and the better, more precise is your recording, but also, same as before, is bigger. So it will, suck more space out of your hard disk. So again, make sure you know this. Make sure that you know that 16 is already good. But if you can go higher, like in this case, I always go on 24. Feel free to do that. And my usual standard is 24 bit and 48 kilohertz sample rate. And for the rest, these things, don't matter at the moment. There is another thing that I want to show you though. So we go in the toolbar and we go in audio and in devices here. So in here, you can decide your output. If you click there, you can choose. So usually I would go for Audient ID44, which is my audio interface, but because I'm recording this tutorial, I need this other, it's called multi-output setting. But if this was a standard recording, I would choose my interface. As for the input device, that's what I've chosen because that's where this microphone you're listening me through is connected to. Okay? So make sure you choose the right input and output, and then the I/O buffer size, as you can see here, it's set to 128 samples. And Logic is telling you, the resulting latency is 11.2 milliseconds, which is okay for a singer. General rule of thumb, below 30 is great. 30 to 40, 50. If a singer is an experienced one, they can still sing. Above the number is really, really tough. So, as you can see here, though, I can go from 32 to 1024. Of course, you have more samples. Of course, you have more data. Of course, you got more chances to record properly, etc., etc. But oops, this is 52 milliseconds. 52 milliseconds can be an issue already. And also, your computer can really struggle recording with this sample. All right. So 128. So 128 samples, it's fine, everybody. But if your computer is running extremely slow, make sure you know where to change this one, because maybe the sample there, the I/O buffer size is too high. All right. So we covered everything. Once you do this, just close this one. You got two options to close things as usual. You can just click here and close, or you can press Command W, and that's how you record. I hope we've done everything. I hope that was helpful. All the settings are now done, and we're ready for the next step. Bye now.
Thanks for joining us on our podcast. We hope you found our content insightful and thought-provoking. Before we go, we'd like to thank all our listeners for their invaluable support. If you enjoyed our podcast and want to contribute to its growth, please consider making a donation via PayPal to delilisantonio@gmail.com. That's D for Delta, E for Echo, L for Lima, I for India, L for Lima, L for Lima, I for India, S for Sierra, A for Alpha, N for November, T for Tango, O for Oscar, N for November, I for India, O for Oscar @gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening.